What is frickin' going on, guys? Video number 3 coming for you. I'm actually recording this on Friday night before I go out. I just got some things to do later, but I got a little window of free time. 7 o'clock here. This is going to come out Saturday when you guys are watching it. So I just wanted to talk a bit about the SPY trade that I made this week on Wednesday. So I want to bring something important with this video, and I think the message is that you have to define your setups, and you have to take setups that you've tracked or that you like, and you have to just wait for your entries. Now, it's so easy to say, just take the trade or buy low and sell high, but you have to not be afraid when these dips come to buy them, right? Like I was buying. Where is this trade here? I was buying this entire dip in through here right after the Iran missile strikes. Now, I think that everyone and their mom thought that this was going to crash. Like right after the sell-off and the news hit, I'm pretty sure everyone was like, "Oh, this is going to be the biggest short of the century. This is going to go all the way back down to 307 or 300. You're going to make so much money on the short." And you know what happened the next day? We made new highs. Brand new all-time highs. Does that make any sense? Yes, it does. So people, including myself, and I still do this more than I'd like, is you fall victim to your emotions when you're trading. So you have to have a setup. You have to know what your setups are, and you just have to frickin' take them. So I don't know what your setup is, and it doesn't matter what it is. Let's say you take stuff off of the 9 moving average. Okay, so the day after the missile strikes, for example, you're a little unsure about the market, what the market's going to do, but it recovered, and your setup is there. You have to just cut out all the crap. You just pretend stock twits and Twitter and all this shit doesn't exist. You have to take your setup. Now, this is just an example. This isn't the trade that I took, although I was in it here. I was in it for different reasons. But something as simple as, it's curling on the 9 moving average on the hourly chart. That's one of your setups. Maybe it was doing the same thing here and you took it short the day before, and then all of a sudden it confirms over it, and now you're trying to take it long with a target of gap fill, for example. That's why when I was long here at 323-ish, I rode this thing all the way up to 325. My options went up 400 to 500%. And I will show you that chart because it's disgusting. It's amazing. But that's not the point. I'm not here to say, look at me, I'm a genius, because I'm not. You just have to have a plan and you have to follow it. And I know that sounds so stupid because that's all you hear all the time is make a plan and trade the plan and all this crap. But you really do. Like, you just have to take your setups regardless of whether you want to or how it feels. That long felt weird. There was reports that some Americans had died, which they didn't. There's missile strikes from Iran coming across into a military base in Iran at U.S. soldiers. It was freaky. It was like, do I really want to go long? Like, none of that matters when you're trying to trade your setup. You just have to take it. So anyways, let me show you what I did. I was getting long. I can't remember. I'll show you the chart, but I missed this beautiful long. It was a dip buy into some of these levels from pre-market right in the morning. So 322.70 is where we dipped, and then immediately we shot up over 323. If you were in the options at that point, let me show you the options chart now. Last 4 days, what was I in? The SPY 324s is the ones that I was working a core on. 324. Let me just find this trade for you. Yes, right here. So if we look at this chart, if you were in this, now this isn't video, what am I doing? SPY 324s. I'm clicking on you, why don't you? Ah, they've already expired, so I can't show you. But I'll just go back to the SPY and I'll show you what happened on the SPY. So the options that I was in two separate options. I was in the 324s, which at the time were, I think, around 32 cents, 33 cents. And I was working my way through this as we came back up to these levels up here. Again, just draw out some of your levels. I don't know what you guys like to use personally, but I like to use pre-market highs. So that was pre-market high. I remember I missed that first dip. Was it this day? I'm confusing myself. It was this day. That's why it's already marked out. So this is pre-market high. I remember I grabbed the first 5-minute candle that came back down into the previous candle. Now, if you're using moving averages, there's a 20 SMA right there. If you are using a 9, there's your trade right there. Where's your first target? Pre-market highs. You can take some off as it comes up over pre-market highs. That is it's about a 40-cent move in the SPY, but your options would have gone, like I was selling them, I remember, up in the 60s. So 32 or 33 cents, whatever it was, up to around 60 cents. That is a massive gain. So if you have, I don't know, 10 contracts for $300 or $320, you can sell some up here for over $500. So $200 or $300 profit depending on where you're selling. The options move really, really quickly. So I also at the time had purchased the 325s. They were 7 cents, and from here I think they went up to close to 20. They came back to around 10, and then finally they went up to I sold at 39 cents, but they went to like 40 something. I didn't touch them at all. Now my target of 325 was the gap fill. There's a gap fill right here. I wanted to at least have some if we had made it all the way there. So my entry was here. The trade was long. And you guys should always, now, you can trade your own style. And of course, if you don't like holding stuff, then whatever. But I think less of a scalping mentality, which I always used to have myself with low floats and everything, and more of a open mindset. Like I want the complete trade. Like if you're taking this long, the complete long would have been at least to the gap fill. Like I think if you got in here and you were selling up towards the previous day's highs and you had nothing left, you're missing out on the potential of the complete long trade. So always make sure, if you're paying yourself on the way up, again, let me just go to a lower time frame so I can show you this. 325. So if it comes up to your level and you're selling a little bit right here, if it comes back down again, that doesn't mean that the trade is invalid. That is potentially giving you an opportunity to add. And that's exactly what I did. I added some of my long back. I added more to the 325 strikes. And then I rode this all the way up. I sold a little bit early. I sold like 2/3 of the position right here. And that was because of these swings. You know, right when Trump came out, it was going nuts. I was trading a little emotionally, but I held on the other strike all the way up to 325. And then I sold the rest of it up here. I held a piece and I got stopped out somewhere in here. I can't exactly remember. So I think what I want the takeaway to be for this is have a plan. Know what the hell your plan is. If you are going to just put some of these like SMAs, EMAs on your chart, you need to define your setup. So, okay, I want a 60-minute candle to close under or above my indicator, whatever it is, whatever you guys decide. And then the next candle that comes into it, I'll try to take it. So this one, let's say this one, where's a good example here? I'll just use this one again. So we had a full candle that closed above this EMA right here. Now the next candle that comes down towards it, it's right on it. So that's your setup. Take your frickin' long, and then always hold a piece to the final target. Whether that's a gap fill or a double top or whatever it happens to be, have a plan. Now that helps a lot with small caps as well. Like I was trading, well, today, but for you guys it'll be yesterday. I uploaded the video trading SRNE, I think it was here. Just have a plan. I had a plan. These shorts had to cover, and these longs wanted in. So that's what gave this bounce. And yes, it ended up failing, but that's just because there was more shorts and more selling power than there was buying power. And I knew that that was a good possibility, so I sold most of my position at a technical level that coincided with my plan. I hope that's not too confusing. If it is, ask me and I'll go over it. But other than that, you guys have a good Saturday. You'll be watching this on Saturday, so see you later.